young child, your time may not be valuable, but mine most certainly is. Will not keep my guests tardy.
Shush!
How dare you shush the Duchess? I'll see to it that you have nothing but gruel for the rest of the week.
Margaret, stop it.
Oh, Tish.
No, really, Margaret.
Oh, my.
Esteemed guests, may I invite you to take a short walk to meet the Duchess of Marlborough, who will accompany you on the first part of your walk. If you would like to follow me.
If you'd like to follow me.
Stop it.
As I should have been introduced, I trust I was, I am Sarah Churchill, the first Duchess of Marlborough. I am both delighted and honoured to be introducing the River Walk and to take the opportunity to show you around a small part of our magnificent city. I will be joining you for part of the journey, but sadly I cannot join you for the entirety of the walk, as my schedule precludes it, which is a shame, because I would so love to revisit the Holywell down the way. It was an area that I used to play in frequently as a child, for it was in my father's garden at Holywell House, which was his grand estate, which I went on to inherit. Of the many estates that I owned, it was the one I loved the best. You will be going through the grounds later, but sadly little of the splendour remained, and it was splendid. I'm sorry. Have they been like this the whole way? They can be terrible gossips. Ignore everything they've ever said. Where was I? Verulamium, Verlamchester, Watlingchester. This place has been known by many names. Its current name was given to it, I'm sure you all know this, by a man who gave his life to save that of another, St Albans. He was converted by a priest who he sheltered, and for that he was tried and sentenced to death. Upon his execution he was taken up this street, up this hill now known as Fishpool Street, and as Bede writes, the water about his feet dried up as he passed the river, and the bridge collapsed under the weight of all those who watched. There are many other stories surrounding the death of St Albans, including the ghastly business of the executioner's eyes falling out. There's a much nicer tale of him reaching the top of the hill and being thirsty and water springing from the ground. There's also the very famous story of his head being removed from his body and the head rolling down Holywell Hill and ending up in my beloved well. Excuse me for just a moment. Dare you embarrass me in front of all these people? Both of you out now. I'll deal with you later. Excuse me, sorry. Where was I? Oh yes, memories. When I was around 6 years old, it was September 1666, I remember my father raising me very early. He took me up to Holywell Hill. I was barely awake and he refused to let me look back. And we got to the top of the hill and I turned around and I remember seeing a black phantom across the sky. And as I took in this strange sight, my father just said, "London, London is aflame." It's quite noisy here, so I think we should move on a little. I will walk with you to the bridge. If you'd like to come and sit with me, please do. There are several points I just want to make before I go. First, I've been talking to several of you. I want to make it absolutely clear that my relationship with the Queen was purely friendship, and I had absolutely no control over political decisions that she made. The second thing I'd like to do is just to leave you with this thought as you pass under the gaze of the Abbey, this thought from Bede. Nigh unto the city of Verulamium, which is now of the English called Verlamchester, where after the settled calm of Christian times returned, there was a church builded of a marvellous rich work, and worthy of such a martyrdom, in the which truly even unto this day are sick persons cured, and doing of manifold mighty works ceaseth not to be openly wrought. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you for listening. Enjoy your journey.